know you're not aware, but the college football championship game is tonight.
What the H?
Wow, I never worked hard on anything. What a cool life.
For real? The Dave Hooker Show with Caleb Calhoun. Represented by T. Scott Jones. ThanksandJones.com. Tennessee's trial attorney. From the Ted Russell Ford Lincoln Studio, East Tennessee's #1 volume and customer service dealer. Ted Russell Ford and TedRussellLincoln.com. Now to the Dave Hooker Show on Off the Hook Sports.
Is the championship game tonight a dud before it's even played? Because you don't hear a lot of people talking about it. Caleb, what say you, sir?
Yes, it's a dud. It's a massive dud. And it's something I warned you guys about from the start. This expanded playoff has made this championship game anticlimactic for quite a few reasons. Not the least of which being, I don't know when college football thought they could soak up coverage during the NFL playoffs. I mean, like, we talk about football as king, and yes, it is. But NFL is king beyond college football, like, and runs laps around it, okay? And there was no way college football, as much as I love college football more than the NFL, and I'm sure Dave does too, it was never going to compete during the moments. So I think this was a total mistake by college football to do this expanded playoff and to drag it out. I mean, you have games every 2 weeks, not even every week.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, I want to get to that part, but I don't think it's a disaster at all. I just think where I live, and for those that don't know, Caleb lives in Maryland, so I want to get his thoughts on this. People are less interested because there's not an SEC team in it. I think it's as simple as that. I always tend to root for the SEC, no matter which team that is. But even if you don't, you would at least have some sort of rooting interest that they need to get beat because it helps you in recruiting or whatever. So I just think in my cocoon, people I run with, that's not a big deal just because there's not an SEC team in it. Now, I will say this, to your point, the 2 weeks in between is just stupid. I mean, I don't think you and I want 16 necessarily, but why in the world wouldn't you take after the playoffs, you skip 1 week, and then you 16, 8, 4, 2. 4 weeks in a row. Bam, bam, bam. That'd be sweet. Then it doesn't leave our consciousness. Like the NFL playoffs never leaves your consciousness.
No, it doesn't.
And they've said I can remember the first time they started playing playoff games on Saturday, Caleb. And I thought that's pretty smart. Now they're playing on Monday night. It's always in your face. You can just get there's times I've gotten a little confused and lost with the college football playoff.
Heck, even March Madness never leaves your consciousness when it's there because it's Thursday through Sunday, Saturday and Monday, like week. You're right. The NFL, I mean, the way college football did this, like, think about how they did this. The first round is December the 21st or whatever. Oh, look at that. Christmas is coming. So the games end, then you have Christmas, and then you have New Year. So, like, you're not really thinking about it again until New Year's. Then New Year's comes, the New Year's games happen, and then right after New Year's is the final week of the NFL regular season. Everybody's paying attention to who's going to win to go to the playoffs. After that, then you've got the Friday and Saturday playoff games. One, a football game on a Friday night to me was just stupid, too. They did a Thursday night and a Friday night.
Worked out great for Dave. That's the night I slipped and separated my shoulder.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was.
It's great. I literally walked back in the room or back in that house. I was going to see it with my buddy. There was 20 seconds left.
So let me ask you this. Because you say, I get it. Like, I feel like the interest died down somewhat because there's not an SEC team. There wasn't an SEC team in it last year, but everybody was kind of intrigued by the Michigan-Washington game. Everybody.
Okay. That's a great point because I can't. The Harbaugh story was interesting. Was he going to win a national title? I mean, that because he hadn't won a Super Bowl. He was in one. So I think that was a good storyline. I'm trying to think through this of why last year it didn't leave our consciousness, whereas this year it did.
Because it was
it wasn't drug. I think the bottom line is now I thought it through. It's just that it wasn't drug out as long.
Yeah, it wasn't drug out. I mean, look, guys, I've told you guys where I land on this. I'm not for a playoff. My argument from the whole time was college football should return to where it was in 1990, do all the old conferences, all the old bowl tie-ins, and then after the bowl games, you played one national title game between the top two teams. I thought that would have made it more fun because then, like, the bowls are all relevant. You don't know which games are going to matter. So I don't think this playoff was. I'm just going to say it, guys. I don't think a drawn-out playoff was ever going to be able to draw interest for college football the way people thought it would because of the timing of when it is. I just didn't think it was possible.
Well, I'm not going to buy the fact that, we got some people saying that it's the fan bases, like Ohio State's fan base, Notre Dame's fan base, whatever. But by the way, Notre Dame fans are awesome and generous. When you go to they'll give you anything they've got in their tailgate. So I don't know why you don't like Notre Dame fans. Ohio State's a completely different story. But let's get your thoughts. What happens tonight? Who you like? Keys to the game. Again, we're broadcasting live from the Ted Russell Ford Lincoln Studios, the show represented by Banks & Jones, Tennessee's trial attorney, banksandjones.com.
Hey, Ted, it's time to save some cash during New Year's Bash.
Savings is my prime directive. Let's see what you got, Nick.
Right now, you can save up to $10,000 on new Ford F-150s. Beat that, Ted.
Most impressive, but how about 0% for 72 months on Ford Lightning or Ford Mustang Mach-E?
Ted Russell Ford has huge savings on whatever you're looking for.
This checks out.
Come see us today at either Ted Russell Ford location, Parkside Drive, or Kingston Pike.
All right. What are your thoughts on the game? Who wins tonight? I'll give you some of my thoughts, some keys that you want to keep an eye on after watching these teams extensively throughout the postseason. I didn't watch them as much during the season. I think the only game I saw of Notre Dame is the one they slipped up and lost. All right, go ahead, Caleb. What do you got?
And
go ahead and don't be ashamed of your gambling problem. If you
I think Ohio
State, throw it out there.
I think Ohio State's way more talented than Notre Dame. They are, but Notre Dame has game planned well every single week in this playoff, and I think Ohio State has. The reason I could see a Notre Dame upset is for this reason. Ohio State is on such a mission to just blow everybody out to make a point that sometimes that can catch up with you mentally in a weird way because they've done it. It kind of reminds me of, do you remember the Patriots in 2007 with Randy Moss? I think one of the reasons they lost to the Giants, Dave, is they were so focused on going undefeated and not just winning the Super Bowl that it kind of caught up with them, right? Yep. And then the Giants got them. I think both teams have a lot of chemistry. I think Notre Dame, I got Notre Dame covering this game. Put it that way. And
I think it's as simple as this. What's the most important down in football?
Third down?
Nope. It's always first.
Okay.
It changes your whole. If you can get 4 yards on first down, it changes everything. If you don't get anything, you have roughly a 30% chance of converting. If you lose any yardage, it drops to 20%. So I think really the key is first downs. And Notre Dame has got to get some yards on first down so they can hold on to the ball longer. I think you and I would agree that as far as explosiveness and talent, Ohio State's better. So Notre Dame has to play keep away. And that may mean this game's boring, but I don't think that they could go out there and win a shootout with Ohio State.
No, they can't win a shootout with Ohio State. They absolutely can't win a shootout with Ohio State. And so Ohio State's way too athletic. I'll say this. It's, I wonder if it gets close. Which coach do you think is more likely to make the dumb mistake late? Because I do think Marcus Freeman is more likely to make the dumb mistake late. But I'll say this for drama.
I think it's a coin flip.
You think it's a coin flip? I'll say this for drama purposes. I kind of want to see Notre Dame win because, man, that makes Brian Kelly look bad, doesn't it?
It does.